start adding a bunch of layers of graphics, things like that, you might need more space down here as you start adding more and more layers of things. So that's one thing to be aware of. The other thing to be aware of is the fact that, let's move this back down, is the fact that you can stretch this timeline out. So if you move your cursor to the right or left of the playhead, you'll get this little icon with the two arrows. And if I hold down the left mouse button and drag left or right, you'll see I can stretch out my timeline. And that basically just makes it so that I'm sort of zooming in on my timeline and can have much finer control over how I move my playhead. So if I move my playhead now, well, there's really nothing going on because it's just still image. But anyway, that will stretch my timeline out and make it easier to sort of have fine control over where I'm putting my playhead. So again, I know I don't want an image quite this long, so I'm just going to edit that back. Okay, so now we've got a cut from our video to our still image. I'll hit play, and there's our quick cut. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of other things that we can do in WonderShare Video Editor here. The next thing we're going to take a look at is the text tab, and you'll see if I move my mouse over these little icons up here, we can see little preview animations of what this text effect does. So let's just find something simple. How about this little zoom in here? So I'll drag that onto the timeline, and you can see when I do that, WonderShare automatically adds a text track for me here. And so I'm going to move this down a little bit. Just going to click on it, hold, slide it down the timeline a little bit so that it starts down here where my video starts. So now if I just hit play, you'll see this text effect come flying in, like so. And now, of course, we want to edit that. We don't want to leave it text here, obviously. So we're just going to double click on that, and that brings us to the text editing window. And so first of all, if we want to just change our text, we can just go up here and type something new in, like so. And we can also go over to the window over here and position it where we want it. And you can see it's too big. It's going to be off the edge of the frame. So I'm going to go in and change the size down to something smaller like that. Put it right here. And we also have, as you can see, we have an effect on our text. It zooms in and fades out. So there it is, zooms in and fades out. And maybe we want that, maybe we don't, but we can edit that as well. So up here we have the Style tab, which is what we're currently in, and then we also have the Animation tab. And you can go through here and you can see animation of what the text will actually do if you apply each one of these effects to it. Right now, we're going to go in and we're just going to pick a simple fade. So if I double click that, we can actually take a look at it over here. Oops. Let's go back to our beginning of our text. And now if I hit play, Grand Canyon just fades in and fades out. Okay, I kind of like that, so we're going to leave that the way it is. So that shows you how you add text to your project and how you add some animation or dissolves to the project or to the text as well. Again, you can go in and change the style of the text just by clicking on one of these different styles, double clicking on them, like so. Alright, so we're just going to leave our text like that. And then when you're done, you just hit return, the little return button here, and you're back to the text tab. Okay, let's continue on and take a look at what else we can do here. So under the Effect tab, there are a lot of different effects that you can do, and it's sort of a rookie mistake to use too many effects in your video, especially if you're trying to do something simple and sort of classy. You don't want to throw all kinds of video editing effects or filters and all of that kind of stuff on your video. It just kind of makes it look a bit amateurish. So I would say be very use a lot of discretion. You know, when you're using filters, don't get too carried away. But anyway, let's take a look at how these are actually applied. Let's just pick a glow filter here, and you see we get kind of a little preview of what glow will do. I can right click on it and say apply, and now you see it's down here, and it's actually affecting my Grand Canyon footage back here. And so if I just move it down the timeline, now it'll be affecting the still image here, and you can see I'm really getting this heavy glow effect going on here. Now if we want to edit these effects, some effects are editable, some are not. We can double click on it, and now you can see it has one parameter that we can actually adjust, and that's the blur of the glow. And if I bring it down, you'll see it kind of gives me less soft glow. The more blur, the glow kind of goes away. So anyway, that's how you adjust an effect. Just double click on it, and if there's a parameter, it'll bring it up, and you can adjust it. Again, just like video clips that are on the timeline, you can select your effect, and you can shorten it up, and so that it just matches the clip that you want it to match. So there we go. That's how you add an effect and edit an effect and apply it to your footage. But I'm going to go ahead and delete that effect right now. Okay, the next thing we're going to take a look at is the picture-in-picture effect. And you'll see that WonderShare comes with quite a few stock images to apply to your videos. Some of them are a bit, how should I say, cheesy, but they might work for whatever video you're working on. For example, if you want to add one of these graphics, you can select it, you'll see it, you can say apply, and now it's overlaid over the top of your footage. And again, just like with other footage, I can move it, edit it, shorten it up. Come on, there we go. Shorten it up, and you'll see that it gets overlaid on top of my footage. And that's what they call a picture-in-picture effect here in WonderShare Video Editor. Now, you can see there are some handles on here, and I can actually grab them and resize my footage or my effect, my graphic overlay, and I can move it. I can also rotate it. Get the little rotation arrow there. I can rotate it like so. One thing that I don't like about this is that there does not appear to be any way